Global warming poses an unprecedented threat to our planet and requires a multifaceted approach to get a handle on it. This chart shows the share of Australia's total emissions by sector for the year to March 2020. Electricity, stationary energy, and transport are the three biggest contributing sectors and have also received the most attention with regards to emission reduction tactics. This is with technological advancements such as renewable energy, electric cars, and improvements in energy efficiency. As these sectors have received large coverage, I've elected to take a new approach by focusing on how we can reduce emissions with agriculture, our fourth largest contributor to emissions. Direct livestock emissions account for 70% of the agricultural segment's greenhouse gas emissions, not to mention the intensive crop, water, and land resources required to raise the livestock, which has led to mass deforestation and contributed to hunger around the world. When thinking on how to solve this, I came across this statement from the United Nations Climate Action Report. Consumption of healthy and sustainable diets presents major opportunities for reducing emissions from food systems and improving health outcomes, including through lower consumption of energy and land-intensive animal-sourced foods. And with this, I present Future Foods, providing our future generations with the skills and ability to eat sustainably for the survival of our planet. But what is Future Foods? Future Foods is a not-for-profit organisation aiming to educate the youth on how to lead a more sustainable and healthier life through how they consume food. As Future Foods is not-for-profit, it will initially be run by a team of passionate volunteers. Future Foods will be integrated into primary school's curriculum via a series of theory and practical classes, including sustainable agriculture education, cooking and nutrition classes, and guest speakers. Sustainable agriculture education will explore the impacts of raising livestock for meat. According to Climate Nexus, 1/3 of the planet's ice-free land, 1/3 of the world's grain, and 16% of global fresh water is used to raise livestock for meat. We will also explore how switching to more sustainable plant-based agriculture can not only reduce emissions, but also have a knock-on effect such as reducing world hunger by redistributing the crop and water to countries suffering from hunger or drought, and regrowing areas where deforestation has occurred. Cooking and nutrition classes will give the students hands-on experience with cooking healthy, sustainable meals and learn how to build their diets. We plan to roll out a website with recipes and tutorials for the students to follow with their families at home. We also plan to bring guest speakers such as plant-based athletes to our sessions to spark inspiration in the students. Through educating and teaching young students on how to develop a healthy and sustainable diet, we are hoping to reduce the demand for livestock meats in future generations and thus reduce emissions. This will lead to an improvement in their health and well-being as well. And as outlined earlier, if recognised on a large scale, we can reduce world hunger as well as reversing the impacts of deforestation. Whilst this initiative may seem insignificant in the face of global warming, if everyone around Australia implemented the learnings from Future Foods, we could lessen our emissions by drastically reducing the amount of livestock we raise for meat. We need a structured and cohesive response to climate change, and I believe that Future Foods can play an important role in that. So where do we go from here? Our first step would be to gain government approval and funding to increase our reach and capabilities. We would then plan to roll out Future Foods as compulsory curriculum in primary schools across Australia. We recognise that not all households have the capacity to purchase foods to supplement the nutritional diet that we are teaching, so our next step would be attempting to subsidise sustainable food supplies for families to access. We would then conduct surveys and reflect on the Future Foods initiative to assess its viability, make changes where necessary, and continue to improve. Thank you.